Hey everybody, it's been a while since I've done a video and I decided today would be a good day to do it. It's not too hot outside and we're finally starting to get some cool weather here in Southern California. I've been cooking with my Shirley since I got it in last November, so it's almost about 11 months or so. So I've definitely been using it a lot, probably once every couple weeks or so. I've been using the warmer primarily because I don't usually cook for a ton of people, and it's just been great overall. The main chamber hasn't been used a whole lot, so I'm cooking a really hot fire right now to just clean it out and burn it out. I found a tiny bit of mold in there, so I filled up the firebox this morning with about 4 splits of white oak. See there, I'm trying to get the fire to die down a little bit, or the temps, so I'm not adding any wood for a little while. And now you'll see the main chamber is about 375. It's taking down a little bit, but it was close to 400 before, which is about what I wanted. Just trying to clean it out a little bit, get that mold out. It wasn't very much, but I'm going to be cooking a pork shoulder today, and I don't want any mold in there whatsoever when the food's going on. So open this up and show you guys. So inside's a little dirty, don't pay attention to that. I left the top rack out on accident, and it just got a little dirty from all the dust here, so I just got to take it out and scrape it off and clean it, but I'm definitely not going to cook on that for a little while at the very least. So we live on a small ranch here with horses and stuff, and we just get a lot of dust in the air. That's why you see this thing just really dirty right now. So take some time, probably use some easy or simple green or something to clean it up here in a little bit. The paint is holding up pretty well too. It's starting to fade a little bit, on the firebox, getting some discoloration a little bit there, but to be expected. We live pretty close to the ocean, about 10 miles away, so we get a lot of morning moisture here, and so sometimes I come out and this thing is just covered in water, even though it's under our patio cover. There's not really a whole lot I can really do, but I think compared to most, I'll probably be having to paint this thing a little more frequently. I'm starting to notice a little bit of discoloration and some minor rust spots, so if you guys have any suggestions or anything I can do differently besides buying a $600 cover for it, I'm all ears. I don't have the garage space for it though, so it's definitely got to live under the patio over here. Open up the main chamber, you guys can check that out too. So I guess this video is really for just kind of give people who are following me an update on kind of what I've been up to and what I'm doing today. And I know there's a ton of you guys still on the wait list, and wanted to show you what I've got here. So again, this is a 24 by 42, just your standard cabinet model. It's plenty of cooking space, plenty. Back in June, I did a pretty big cook. I did 4 pork shoulders, 30 chicken breasts, and 10 racks of ribs, spare ribs. And this thing was full. I mean, I really didn't have a whole lot more space on it, but it could cook for a lot of people, and I was really happy with it. Did a great job. If I were to do anything different, I would maybe get another rack in the warmer. The 3 is great. I could probably use 4, just because I like to really cook in that thing a lot. I like to be able to put the chicken down low and sear it, and then be able to move it up higher. But then I also like to be able to put a cast iron skillet in there, and cook some peppers and some onions or whatever, over the flames. So, but I kind of just run out of room on average. So that's my only little thing I wish I did different on this. It's funny too. In the past, I use a lot of pellet grills. I started with the Traeger, started with a Mac as well after that. Sold them all. This is the only smoker I have now. Shockingly, at one point I had like 4 smokers, and I just stopped using them all. This is really the only one I use. Same with my wife, her input on this. She hated the smell of pellet grills, did not like the electric smoker I started with initially. And once I started cooking with this, she actually really started to enjoy eating the food, and she's really picky, so I'm happy with it. As long as she's happy, it means I can cook more with it. Another funny thing too is, I have probe ports all over this, 2 on the side over here, 2 up here on the, for the warmer and the other side of the main chamber. I've never used them. I probably should, but I just haven't. I kind of like going the old school approach here and just, not relying on the technology, just, doing it as the cavemen did, so to speak, and just, keep an eye on the meat, watch it, and, it's done when it's done. That's not to say I don't probe it with a ThermoWorks still. I do that with brisket and pork shoulders and things like that, and chicken particularly, just so I know kind of where it's at. I'm not overcooking it. But, I'd say cooking with this thing has almost been kind of liberating in a way. It's, it's a way just to kind of not rely on using the technology, and there's less things to break, which is great, because with my pellet grills in the past, I'd get the igniter that would break, or, the computer itself would glitch out and the screen would stop working. And not to say that they're bad. I definitely, made some really good food on them, but, this thing is just awesome. I'll probably will get a, like I don't know, what the heck am I trying to say here? A charcoal smoker at some point, like a Humphreys or, something like that I can just throw meat in, and then I can leave for the day, go and do stuff. Because, today right now, I need to go get food at, some ribs and stuff to cook tomorrow. And we kind of live out here a little ways from the stores. So, I'm gonna just throw some wood on here quick and just haul to the store and hopefully get back before the, the fire's gone down too much. That's my only thing that's kind of difficult cooking with these things, but whatever, who cares? It's not that big of a deal whatsoever. Got a little hissing noise here. I don't know what the heck that was. It's probably, I don't know, I guess a grease coming out or whatever. You'll notice, my stainless steel shelf is pretty haggard right now. Again, it's just me just neglecting it, and I kind of regret doing that, but it's cool. That's why I got stainless. It can hold up, and I can clean it off pretty easily. Jeff mentioned in the Shirley group the other day, he gave me a recommendation for the it's like LPS something, the heavy duty grease remover. It's got like the orange scent to it, so I ordered some of that on Amazon, so thank you, Jeff. I just placed that order last night. I'll have that coming in, and if you guys want, feel free to leave a comment. If you want me to do it, I'll show you guys how it works, how that cleaner works held up to this thing, because you can see this is pretty dirty. So again, I know, my bad, but you know what, if it's all messed up, so be it. It's, it's a cooker, it's meant to get dirty. My fault, I'm a big boy. I'll take responsibility for it. I'm curious too, down here, if you look, my tires are starting to split a little bit. I don't know how long those are going to hold up for. I'm thinking probably not much longer, but if it goes flat, it goes flat. If you guys have any suggestions for what you've done to fix your tires, if you just get a whole new wheel, as like with the rim, everything included, I appreciate your knowledge on that. If you guys just replace a tire, let me know. I used to be on a desk all day and crunch numbers, so I'm not usually the most handy guy when it comes to doing stuff like this. Thankfully, I have friends who are, but any input you guys have would be great. So I'm gonna stop the video here, just babbling on to you guys, but I'll start it back up once I get the pork shoulder on. It's been about 3 hours so far since I threw the butt on, and I just got back to the house a little bit ago after running to Costco to get some spare ribs to cook tomorrow. Came home and the fire was a little low because that huge piece of wood I put on there, I really wasn't thinking, and it was a little too big. So when I got home, the temperature was reading about 215, and that big piece of wood that I put on was just smoldering. It really wasn't doing a whole lot. So I had to reconfigure the fire a little bit, move around the coals, throw a couple smaller pieces of oak on there, and got the fire back up to where it needed to be. So it wasn't a huge deal to take care of. I'll show you how the butt's looking. Getting some good color on it. I put the pan down below, filled with some water. It was a pan I rubbed the butt in. It sounds kind of funny. And so I'm just keeping some moisture in there. Yeah. Sorry about the camera bouncing around. I had to move the smoker on the patio just because the wind changed direction, and we're in a valley here, and the wind was blowing basically towards the front of the cooking chamber, and it was making the fire just, you know, not really lively, just so to speak. So I rotated it around and just had the have the firebox facing in the direction of where the wind's coming from. Gotta get a little fire going there. So I had my wood guy actually drop off half cord this morning. I did a quarter cord of white oak and a quarter of red oak. I normally use white oak just because it's more mild, but I wanted to try some red just to give that a go, because I see so many people online talking about it and praising it, and I thought it'd be pretty good because we have so much of it around here. So pretty excited to see how it goes. I think I'll do another cook where I only use red, just so I can really do a comparison of the two. And I've been told that it's a little more smoky, a little bit of a stronger taste profile, and it's really good for like tri-tip, brisket, ribs. But I cook a lot of chicken here, also do like turkey and decent amount of fish, so I don't know how the red oak will really pair with that, but there's only one way to find out, right? Also doubling the warmer today to keep some wood in there. Makes it really convenient for when I put the wood on. It, you know, the wood's pretty warm, and you can just take a look at this one. It's getting some color on it underneath there. So the benefit to it is the wood will just catch a lot faster, as probably most of you already know who's watching this video. But a lot of guys I see put their wood on their firebox, and that can catch on fire. So, you know, that's the benefit of the warmer, though. It doesn't get hot enough where they're actually going to burn. But I mean, you put your bare hand on there and you got to move quick. You got to put them on in the fire, you know, within the first, you know, 5-6 seconds. Otherwise it'll burn your hand. It won't be comfortable. So you know, actually, while I'm talking right now, I'm going to show you guys down below here. So I had Paul create, you know, some of the like a maze for me to put in the firebox. You can see it's just laying down there on top of some cardboard. I've done it once. I haven't used a barbecue guru on this yet. You see I've got the little spot right there. I can unscrew that and put a guru in there. I don't know if I'm going to do it. Just, you know, Paul told me from the get-go, he said, I don't think it's going to work that well, but you can try it, see how it goes, because it's worked for some guys. And I'll tell you, I did the snake method with a full bag of briquettes. I did some Kingsford, lit one end and had it go in a zigzag all the way through. You know, it burned the entire bag in probably 3 hours. It really just wasn't that efficient, but you know, if you want to give it a go and you're kind of thinking about doing it, go for it. But I just want to give you my, you know, unbiased opinion and feedback on it. I don't think it was really worth it, just because this firebox is so big and it's just taking in so much air to just, you know, that didn't really work that great. I think if you're going to do it, you know, do it in your, you know, cabinet smoker, your like a TK or, you know, Humphreys, or, you know, one of those. I think that makes a lot of sense. Or you know, you can do your minion method in like a Weber Smoky Mountain, but this one just not really meant for it, just to be brutally honest. But it's cool. I mean, it's not really what it's designed to do anyways. So I have nothing else for you to share. I'll circle back once this is done. All right, so about 7.5 hours later, the pork shoulder is done. I just took it off the smoker, got it inside, just sitting up here on the oven. I just took the bone out, and looks really good. Looks really good. I normally hate the noises of cooking videos and all the juices flowing around, but I thought I would just tear it apart a little bit. You can see it's got some color on it. Nice little smoke ring. Yeah, that looks pretty dang good. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. And if you guys have any questions or comments, feel free to let me know. Thanks.